going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all doing great out there. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy. Not a lot of big news stories this week, but we do have a lot to talk about, surprisingly. So we're going to get into that. In this video, we're talking about DC news topics, and let's get started. Unfortunately, I'm going to start off with some sadder news. So if you guys are a fan of the Flash TV show, which I was a fan for a while, but some of you guys may be bigger fans than I am. But we have some sad news. So Logan Williams, who played a young Barry Allen on The Flash multiple times, and is also a TV actor in other TV shows, has passed away suddenly. And the reason we know this is because if you follow Grant Gustin on Instagram, he went ahead and posted this right here. I'll go ahead and read it. Just hearing the devastating news that Logan Williams has passed away suddenly. This picture was early in the filming of the Flash pilot episode back in 2014. I was so impressed by not only Logan's talent, but his professionalism on set. My thoughts and prayers will be with him and his family during what is, I'm sure, an unimaginably difficult time for them. Please keep Logan and his family in your thoughts and prayers during what has been a strange and trying time for us all. Sending love to everyone. So again, sad news to start off with, but I thought, you know, some of you guys might want to know, especially if you guys are big fans of the Flash TV show. You know, I was a big follower of the TV show for a while. I have stopped following in the past few seasons, but I do want to say rest in peace to Logan Williams. That is incredibly tragic, and he's forever part of the DC family now, and hopefully he's in a better place. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move on. A lot's been happening with this whole Justice League Snyder Cut talk. Obviously, the Snyder Cut movement, release the Snyder Cut movement, has been in the public discussion for a long time now, and it doesn't seem to be letting up, right? So this week he's posted a couple new photos, and let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. One of the photos that he, well, actually two of the photos that he posted recently gives us another look at Amy Adams and Diane Lane as their characters in his movies. Of course, that's going to be Martha and Lois Lane. So he just posted these images with the caption, "Love these two," and you know, the big thing about these images is that they're directly from a storyboard that he put out months ago, in which he kind of revealed to us that Martian Manhunter was indeed going to be in his original plans for the Justice League movie, and hopefully he is working on some additional scenes for his cut to be eventually released. Now, I know I'm jumping to conclusions here, but I think there's some reasons that we can anticipate this movie more so than ever, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. But yeah, just those are two of the images he shared. He also shared this image right here of Cyborg, half man, half machine, all heart, and he posted this today. And of course, it's a look at Cyborg on the rooftop when they congregate to meet Commissioner Gordon. And basically, maybe why he's posting it, this particular image today, is not just to post a random image, but because the DC Cyborg movie was actually supposed to release today. And there's a myriad of reasons why this movie hasn't happened, but the biggest reason, obviously, is because Snyder's vision is, or was, scrapped by the old guard of the DC, you know, the Warner Brothers leadership. And while it almost seems like there's no going back from the decisions that they've made, we could get some, you know, closure to this chapter by, again, getting the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League out there. But again, it's crazy to think about that the Cyborg movie was going to come out today if all plans were followed through, right? To be fair, when the movie was announced, a lot of us were kind of speculating whether or not this would actually come to fruition, given how Cyborg was such not an unpopular character, but he was not a well-known character for the general audience. But if Zack Snyder had gotten his way and did his Justice League in the 5-part arc that he wanted to, Cyborg would have been at the heart of it, or at least at the heart of his first Justice League movie. He's mentioned many times that he was the heart of the movie, and the version that we got in theaters was definitely tinkered with, and it was put together. It was a Frankenstein of a movie, and it essentially took out a lot of that heart that Zack Snyder was talking about, at least in terms of Victor Stone. And it's sad, again. I know Ray Fisher, the actor who plays Victor Stone, Cyborg, in the movie, has been such a big proponent of the character and of Zack Snyder, and being a champion of this release the Snyder Cut movement. And hopefully he eventually gets his chance to play the character once again. While a lot of people are speculating that he probably won't play a major role in the future, we did get a glimmer of hope when he did, when he was mentioned in the Flash cameo, in the Ezra Miller cameo in the Flash Crisis on Infinite Earths event that just happened in the CW. If you watch the scene closely, one of the last words Ezra Miller's Flash says is, he mentions Cyborg. I can't remember what he said off the top of my head, but he mentions Victor in his lines before he fades away. And so, given that, it kind of ties together universes, solidifies the fact that Cyborg does exist in the DC universe and potentially may play a part in a future Flash movie. So that just gives us a little bit of hope. But crazy to think about, today was when the Cyborg movie was supposed to be released. Let me know in the comments section if you think that a Cyborg movie will eventually get made, and if you think it's warranted. Do you guys want to see a Cyborg solo movie out there? Let me know in the comments down below. Speaking of this Release the Snyder Cut movement, there is some new news. There is a new Warner Media CEO, and he is liking the Zack Snyder Cut tweets. So I'll just post some of them here. So his name is Jason Kilar, and I hope I'm saying his name right. But he's been named the new CEO for Warner Media, and he's worked previously on he's worked as a Hulu executive. I can't remember exactly if he was the CEO or not, but he's worked with Hulu in the past, and so he's no stranger to the entertainment industry. But being in this leader position now, of course, people are congratulating him, and they are. We Snyder Cut movement fans over here, we have been persistent, and a lot of them have come out and asked him release the Snyder Cut, and he's been liking some of their tweets again. So here's some of the posts right here, and he also says that HBO Max is still slated to launch in May despite the virus outbreak, and here's his tweet right there, or here's the tweet right there, proving that. And it's crazy to think that, you know, with this whole virus outbreak, that this streaming service will be launched on time, especially in a time where employment's at an all-time high since the Great Depression. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. But what a great way to kick off this release of HBO Max. There's no better way than to release some new movies with that. And one of the biggest things, of course, is the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. Hopefully we will get that soon. I can't imagine it'll come out anytime in the very near future, but I think we will get it eventually, especially because Zack Snyder has been so active and engaged with the community and keeping the discussion alive. So I definitely think it's going to happen, and it's big news that we got this new CEO who's been liking the tweets. Maybe it's just reading too much into it, maybe not, but I think it gives us a lot of hope, and we need to keep that hope alive. Other little news tidbits that happened throughout the week. It looks like David F. Sandberg did a live stream of his Shazam movie, given how it's almost been a year since it's been out. And he did a quarantine watch party, and he released this new image of Zachary Levi in his costume that I think looks so awesome. And outside of that, he did some questions, Q&As, and answered some interesting facts. But one of the more interesting things is that he revealed that filming was supposed to be starting this year. Here's a quote that he had in regards to that. It says, "Well, we'll see how long this goes, because I mean, we're going to start shooting this year, but I mean, who knows how long this will go on. I mean, it feels like every movie gets delayed now, so we'll see what happens with Shazam, but so far I've been working on the script. We can still do that, so it's being done, and then yeah, we'll see in a couple months how it looks, you know." So again, it's not promised that it will start filming this year, but especially given the circumstances, a lot of movies are being pushed back right now, and a lot of movies are fighting for these new release dates. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get this movie started, because these child actors are definitely growing, and they won't be really recognizable if this thing gets delayed longer, right? So again, I was a big fan of this Shazam movie. Can't wait to see what happens next. Moving on, So James Gunn, as always, has been responsive on Twitter. He went on to answer a couple of fans' tweets, and we're going to talk about two of them here. So, one person says, this is regards to the Suicide Squad. What rating will the Suicide Squad have? Do you have any idea yet? It says Twitter user LJWR at LJWR, and he says, "Oh yes, I know, but I can't yet say," with a smiley face. Now, does that hint that it's actually going to be an R-rated movie? Now, that would be awesome, especially given the work that James Gunn does and what he can bring to the table in terms of his action and comedic style. That would be awesome, given the characters he has to play with, and given how he's such a big fan of this source material. And I would think that it's going to be an R-rated movie. Suicide Squad R rating, it just makes sense, right? And Birds of Prey was just R-rated, which it actually didn't need to be, in my opinion. But I was glad that they did, and it made the action scenes a lot more fun to watch. But I don't think it needs to be R-rated. Suicide Squad, I think it would be awesome if it was R-rated. I definitely think James Gunn is going to bring it with this movie. He said it's one of the most fun projects he's ever worked on, and fulfilling projects he's ever worked on. And yeah, I think he's definitely hitting at an R rating. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And other comments he had to say about Suicide Squad. This is going to be the last little tidbit we talk about today. He mentions that, well, he answers another Twitter user's question that goes like this: how would you describe your take on Harley Quinn? And then he says, exploding, Paul Dini-esque. And he tags Paul Dini on there. And also that Easter egg guess was probably more like 70% now that I think about it. Who's next? So the cool thing is he's going to be taking inspiration from Paul Dini's work with Harley Quinn. And of course, Paul Dini is one of the co-creators of Harley Quinn, who debuted in the Batman animated series. So, you know, I'm not the biggest Harley Quinn fan in terms of, you know, reading her source material specifically, but I have been a fan of the Batman animated series, of course, whoever grew up watching that. And also, you know, with Harley Quinn in you know, Justice League comics or Batman comics, but never really in particular read a lot of Harley Quinn, you know, specific storylines. But Paul Dini-esque, you know, as far as the Harley Quinn we've gotten on screen, it seems like a different version of the Harley Quinn we've actually gotten in the comics. It's like Margot Robbie kind of took this character and kind of made it her own, while embodying the character of Harley Quinn at the same time. But you know, I've had discussions with people online of whether or not, you know, the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad felt like the Harley Quinn in Birds of Prey. And to see what James Gunn's going to do with it, it's really quite interesting. I mean, we definitely got an evolution of the Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad to Birds of Prey, but how is that going to carry into Suicide Squad? Is it going to be seamless, or is James Gunn going to be able to play with the character and really make her fit into his particular storyline? I'm really quite curious because, you know, obviously Margot Robbie had a big part of how the character was portrayed in her own movie, as well as Kathy Ann. But James Gunn definitely has a different sensibility, and we'll see how that plays out on screen. But you Harley Quinn fans out there, let me know. Are you a fan of the Harley Quinn that we've been getting on the big screen so far? And do you trust James Gunn in handling Harley Quinn? And what kind of Harley Quinn do you expect to come out in this movie, given how he says it's going to be exploding Paul Dini-esque? Let me know in the comments down below. That's it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Again, hope you guys are all staying safe out there. Get out there, get active. Don't just stay cooped up in the house if you can. Definitely keep your distance from people, though. So again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please give this video a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell for more videos like this. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.